the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Joining us as our spiritual director today is Father Ryan Brady. Father Brady serves as pastor of St. Christina Parish on the southwest side of Chicago, and also as the citywide chaplain to the nearly 5,000 members of the Chicago Fire Department. This encounter with Pope Leo, I want to hear all about it. Now, very few of us can say that we've gotten to meet. I think maybe a decent number of us have seen a pope in real life, but we don't get to meet him, to shake his hand. And you not only did that, but you gave him a gift. Tell us about it, Father.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks and a day, and it's still somewhat overwhelming and hard to really completely unpack the immensity of that type of an occasion. I traveled to Rome for a little bit of prayer, rest, and retreat before my parish's 100th anniversary in Lent, and it was a wonderful occasion. And I reached out to the Holy Father, asking if it would be okay to meet at the general audience. We had met each other a few times before on different assignments that I had in Rome, where I was bringing seminarians there, and we kept in touch. And I thought that once he was elected Holy Father, that would end.
Yeah.
He has other more important and pressing tasks, I thought. Well, he is so incredibly kind and generous that he still responded to my email and offered to leave a ticket for me to greet him and to meet him after the audience on February the 11th. And I thought to myself, I can't go empty-handed. I need to bring him something. And what do you give the man who needs nothing yet could really use a gesture of affection and token of affection from home, really? And I thought about my parish, and I thought about my assignment with the Chicago Fire Department. And I said, what can we give him to show our love, our respect, our admiration, our joy, our gratitude? And we thought together and brainstormed, and I thought we would bring him a chief's helmet from the Chicago Fire Department.
Wow.
A chief's helmet is white, so it matches his outfit.
Nice.
But it's also so that you can see clearly on the fire scene, this white helmet, and you'll know that that's the guy who's in charge. He's the one that we should follow. And I thought to myself, well, what a fitting gesture for him. And on the front of the fire helmet is a plate there, and the plate will signify your rank, your company, and your location. So on the top of that, we put Pope Leo XIV, his rank. On the bottom, we put Chicago, which is the location from the fire department, which the helmet came from. And in the center, where you would put your company number, engine company 101 or engine 116, what have you, we put a cross because he stands firmly with Jesus Christ for his soul and for all of our souls as he leads the universal church.
Wow. That's kind of just absolutely amazing to think about. Now, a couple of questions. First of all, I guess this is more of an observation. It's astonishing that the Pope responds to email. I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of struck by that, but he's responding to email, which is great.
I coordinated with him to have seminarians visit the dicastery for bishops a number of years ago.
Okay.
And we were going to do that again. And I was supposed to email him last Lent. And it was my first Lent at a parish, a new parish, and time got away from me. And I says, do you know what? I will email Cardinal Prevost after Easter. Well, on Easter Monday, our beloved Holy Father, Pope Francis, had passed away. Mm-hmm. And I says, oh boy, the Cardinal will be very busy now. So what I'll do is I'll email him after the conclave.
Okay.
I will email Cardinal Prevost after the conclave.
Yeah.
And white smoke, the bells are ringing, and there was no Cardinal Prevost anymore. And I thought, I'm so amazed and so excited that this wonderful and holy man has been elected Pope, and he is so serene and very, very intimately in love with Jesus. So I was very, very excited. And about a day and a half later, I thought, oh boy, I guess I won't be emailing him about the seminarians.
Right.
So I said, I'll take a shot in the dark and I'll email him again. And instead of requesting a meeting with them, I'll just say how happy we are and how joyful we are and how from a distance we'll pray. And he responded, very
Wow.
kindly and generously. And we've interacted a few times since then. I don't want to pester him or bother him, but
Of course.
I do want to remind him how much, people in the pews, people across the world, people at work who love their faith are praying for him every day and loving him every day and feel encouraged and supported by his leadership every day. So when I was going, I thought I wanted to bring him a little something special from home. And it was a wonderful opportunity, one which we both laughed at and chuckled over. And, I figure firemen are putting out fires all the time, and so do popes, apparently.
Yeah,
So
well,
the helmet is fitting.
yes, very fitting. And speaking of which, that was my next question. Did he try it on?
Oh, I was so nervous to see if he would try it on or not, and he didn't, and I didn't
Okay.
have the audacity to ask if he would.
That would have been quite the selfie, or the hang up in some of your, maybe all of your various stations across Chicago there. Huh?
Yeah, it would have
Oh,
been.
yeah. Well, God bless him anyway, and being a generous recipient of that gift. Maybe talk a little bit, Father, about what it means to be a good recipient of others' generosity as well.
Yeah, so we never want to rob someone of the opportunity to be of service. We never want to rob someone of the opportunity to be generous. We never want to rob someone of the opportunity to show love or even to give good example. Right? So we want to be gracious receivers, and we can receive God's love through their example of those people who give around us. Patrick, you started off with your wife giving good example when you came home
Yeah.
of giving, right? So she was giving you something as well through her example, and it was a generous gift, and you received it in a way that I think is very beautiful. And it's a way that we should all receive, the example of others to move us and to motivate us to live more fully how God longs for us to live. We should be challenged always to live more fully how God longs for us to live. And the generous example of others is something extraordinary that we should look upon and try and follow for the sake of our soul and the souls of those around us. So, when I went to Rome and I had this helmet for Pope Leo,
Yeah.
I highly doubt Pope Leo will ever have to run into a burning building and direct firefighters. So a chief's helmet isn't something that he necessarily needs. But he received that gift with great love, and he received it with graciousness. And I think it was a sign of affection that he began to receive, and his heart was warmed by it. At least that's my hope, and I'm pretty sure it was. But if he said, "Look, I don't need a helmet, thanks anyways," and put it to the side, I think my heart would have been broken, as would have the people around us. So you can see the efficacious effect of both giver and receiver in the act of giving.
Hmm. And did you say, did I hear that you received a gift too upon your arrival in Rome there?
Oh, I did. So when I went to Rome, I didn't know definitively that this would happen, the encounter with Pope Leo. And I took a walk, and I know Rome quite well, actually. And as I was walking, I found myself lost. And that doesn't happen very often. And I thought, oh, my goodness, where am I? Where have I found myself? And I turned to the left, and I looked, and there was St. Rita's church. And St. Rita's church was there with the doors wide open. And it is one of my favorite places to pray. I've been there many times. And yet I found myself right in front of it by accident. So I stepped inside, and as I stepped inside, I looked at Rita, and I says, she's a great Augustinian saint, and I'm hoping to meet a great Augustinian pope. So
Perfect.
I knelt down and I said, Rita, you are the patron saint of impossible causes.
I love it.
Help me out here.
That's
And
so good.
as I knelt there in prayer, I felt like someone was staring at me. Someone was kind of hovering over my shoulder and looking at me. And I got a weird feeling, and I looked over my shoulder, and in the corner of the church is a grotto for Our Lady of Lourdes. And Our Lady of Lourdes was standing there in the grotto, and the way in which I was positioned, she was staring right at me. And I felt very overwhelmed with her presence. And then I began to realize I am here praying in an Augustinian church for the intercession of an Augustinian saint to meet an Augustinian pope on the feast of Our Lady of Lourdes while Our Lady of
Amazing.
Lourdes herself is staring at me.
Yeah.
And it was that moment I says, all will be well, Ryan, rest easy.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
A great
so
gift
good.
from Rita, Our Lady, and then eventually a great gift from the Holy Father as well.
Yeah, so good.
That was the best of the week on Relevant Radio. The best way to listen to the best of the week is on the Relevant Radio app. Free and always free. Download and share the #1 free Catholic app today in the App Store.